definitely damaging storms, without a question.
That camera you're showing Scottsburg there, Matt, is unbelievable. Is this getting ready to move into Louisville like this?
That storm is going to pass just to the north of us. Our storm for Louisville, yes, we're going to. That storm that's coming out of Corydon is going to straddle. They've got that box pretty tight up against Louisville. It will go up towards New Albany. But the one that's going to get Louisville is the one that's coming out of Cloversport, Hardinsburg, Irvington. That will move off and get into the Louisville metro for sure. The worst case on that one Corydon storm is it could hit the farthest northwest part of Louisville, Sellersburg, Floyd's Knobs. Please have a plan of action. This stuff is serious, and I'm really concerned about the Lanesville area right now.
What's the timing on that, Mallory, for Louisville?
For Louisville, so we are watching this storm that's off to our southwest in terms of Louisville. So this particular storm that we're watching near Corydon, New Albany, that's moving right now. But this storm that's down near Brandenburg, New Amsterdam, Leavenworth, this is that tornado warning that if it continues on this track, it would be heading toward Louisville. So we can put a tracker on this right now. Let's see the certain specs of this. So it is moving, let's see, east at 75 miles per hour. Geez. Okay. So, and then the storm on this side as well is moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. So these are moving very quickly.
Yes.
So if I put a general tracker on this, some of these are moving east, some of these are moving northeast. So this isn't, you know, a foolproof method here. Let me actually put 70 miles per hour.
So they put a new severe out as you're calculating. So what they did is they took the stuff east of Henryville and Scottsburg. That goes and covers all of our DMA, covers up into Jefferson County, Madison, Clifty Falls. Love going to Clifty Falls. And that whole line, that will covers the severe. We got a severe now on Louisville. Louisville for the severe thunderstorm warning, all south. Like I said, that tornado warning is going to straddle the Louisville metro. The Weather Service just put a severe out that covers at least the north part of that. But if you look to the southwest, that is going to get into Louisville for sure, Mallory.
Yeah, so this is what I just put a track on here. So these storms are moving east, but also northeast, really depending on which notch you're looking at and which particular storm. And this just gives you a general idea. Don't take it as gospel. Obviously, if you're included in a tornado warning, I want you in your safe place for it regardless. But this kind of gives you an idea. 1150 for Brandenburg, 1159 for Fort Knox. Shepherdsville would be 1210, 1219 for Fern Creek. This is that southwestern storm that we've been watching with the very high winds and also the several certain areas of circulation. And then on that north side, that's where we're dealing with that New Albany storm. So Matt, if you could maybe zoom out for us and once again give us that general idea of the different storms that we're seeing. You might want to also clear out the tracker that I just put on this particular storm here. So I know there's a lot going on the radar. We're trying to walk you through each little segment that we're watching. Anytime you do get a squall line like this, it's always really tricky because you have the main line, and then within that main line, you're watching all of these little notches here that's triggering all of these tornado warnings. And that's exactly what we're seeing tonight. A very active radar here. And as we've been mentioning, a lot of heavy rainfall and lightning along with it. So we have a few tornado warnings currently in southern Indiana. We also have a few, once again, that are tracking over the same areas here that we've been watching for Breckenridge, Meade County as well. And then this one that's moving from Harrison County and continuing to Floyd County and off to the north along I-65. So we have a few individual areas that we're really paying attention to. And as we mentioned, if you're traveling I-65, I-64, this is a big issue as we are seeing those areas of rotation in especially southern Indiana right now. And this one particular segment that's also around Hardinsburg and Brandenburg as well.
If I could jump in real quick there,
yeah, of course,
is
please
that storm by Lanesville.
Yes.
So the one John Humphrey's on, the lightning has jumped significantly.
Okay.
And you see a hook echo right there on the backside, a pendant at least. So that would be on the south side of Lanesville.
Right here.
Yeah, you can point to it right now. That's the one. That storm bears watching. If you live in the Lanesville area, that is a very dangerous storm right there where she sees the curly Q right there.
Yep. Anytime you see that, you know something is trying to wrap up here. So this, on its track, you can see it's moving northeastward. So if you are in this tornado warning, that includes Floyd's Knobs, that includes New Albany, and that will eventually include Sellersburg as well. You want to get into that safe place because we're really watching that one closely. This is until midnight.
That's the storm of the moment right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that bears the most watching. That's going to come extremely close to Jefferson County.
Yes.
Folks in New Albany, execute your plan now. It's going to split the difference between Georgetown and New Albany, come across on southern Indiana right there. That storm is the storm to watch the most right now.
So it's pretty much right over Lanesville as we speak, heading towards Floyd's Knobs within the next 10 minutes, it looks like. New Albany as well, Blackiston Mill. So get in your safe place, stay in it. Sellersburg, if it continues onward in your direction, it would be just after midnight. So if that holds together, we'll likely continue to see the continuation of that particular tornado warning as well. So a lot of these storm segments are marching off to the northeast, and then that general storm motion is off to the east with that line that we've been watching as well. And we're starting to hear some thunder here in downtown Louisville. We are included in a severe thunderstorm warning, right, guys?
That is correct.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we are.
So is this storm going to roar into Louisville as strong as we've been watching it in southern Indiana? It seems southern Indiana's really taken the brunt of this so far. Is this going to come into Louisville just as powerful, Mallory?
Well, on its current track, it does look like it's just going to be just north if it really clips any of our area, because it is moving northeastward. So New Albany definitely in the path of it. Downtown Louisville potentially. But what we're more focused on for the Louisville area is there's another storm off to our west and southwest. That big Boeing segment that we've been watching that's really packing a punch with some heavy winds and also all these notches as well. This is around Hardinsburg, Irvington, Brandenburg, and you can see how that's moving more east-northeastward, and that's what we'll really have to watch. That could be moving really towards Valley Station, potentially Shively as well, if it does hang together.
Yeah, that's the one, Doug, that's going to get Louisville.
Yeah,
so
this
where
one.
You just pointed right there. See that little bow echo right there?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Brandenburg, that's coming to Louisville.
I think it's a good time to remind our viewers, if they were tuning in and we're just before midnight thinking, hey, this is moving through Indiana pretty fast in Louisville, I can go to bed. Don't go to bed just yet, because as they have just been telling you, our chief meteorologist Mallory Schnell, meteorologist John Gordon, and meteorologist Matt Breland here with us tonight, we still have more to go right into Louisville. And what's your timing on that? Moving through Louisville, Mallory, the one that's down hugging the Ohio River down to southwest.
Right. So Matt Breland just put a tracker on this. It looks like Brandenburg, 11:49. Then we have Fort Knox just after midnight. If we're talking portions of Valley Station and Louisville as well, it's going to be just after midnight as well, 12:05 or 12:10. So Louisville, we're currently included in a severe thunderstorm warning, but we really have to watch this tornado warning off to our west. That's cutting into Brandenburg as we speak, because on its track, it'll be heading into the Louisville metro area here within the next 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, can you put a track on that one cell east of Lanesville there, Matt? That's the storm to really hone in on. It's just on the west side of New Albany. I don't know every little nook and cranny there, but I love New Albany. Folks, that's got a really strong signature of wind and a couplet of a possible tornado. It would be, to me, halfway between Lanesville and New Albany.
Yes.
There you go.
You can see it right here.
Yeah, definitely watching this area very closely. That is a very healthy couplet, which is what we call it whenever we see it on this velocity map. You'll notice the colors. Whenever you see red and green opposing each other in that spiral pattern, that's a great indication that there's strong rotation happening near the surface. And yes, that is knocking on New Albany's door. Definitely, if you live in New Albany or Floyd Knobs or near Portland, Clarksville, definitely need to be in your safe place right away. That is a great indication that there is some strong rotation occurring in that region.
That's the one to really watch. That thing's trucking off to the northeast at a very good clip, moving at 60, 70 miles an hour. That's going to straddle the polygon, the warning you see right there. That's going to go up towards the knobs just south of Sellersburg. It's going to cross Interstate 65. We're back to traveling again.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of those nights where you want to stay inside, guys, because we're tracking just several segments of this storm system, packing a punch at the very least with strong winds, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning. At the very most, unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of those embedded tornadoes. And because of that, we still have that tornado warning in place until midnight tonight. And if it continues, which is looking pretty healthy, that will continue to be extended off to the northeast as well. So New Albany, Floyd's Knobs, you need to be in your safe place. This is continuing towards Clarksville. Eventually, it could be cutting over 65 just south of Sellersburg as well. So that's what we are seeing with this big red polygon through southern Indiana as we speak with this particular tornado warning that we are watching.
That's got 9 minutes left on it. I'm quite certain they'll extend that thing.
Extend it, yes.
So folks, if you're Sellersburg, Charlestown, and then points off to the northeast, Owen, New Washington, Bethlehem, I would be very surprised if they don't issue that tornado warning and continue it off to the northeast. That thing's really dangerous. And then you've got the one behind that's going to get Louisville eventually.
This one.
Is that giant Boeing segment between Hardinsburg, Irvington, and that's all moving at. It's all coming to the metro. All the metro is going to be getting wind, heavy rain, and isolated tornadoes.
Yeah, so Louisville right now, many of us, rain, we're hearing the lightning, we're seeing the thunder. You can see once again that tornado warning that's passing off to the north in southern Indiana, but then we have this next one that John was just mentioning that is heading off to the east and northeast and could clip portions of Valley Station, Shively, Fern Creek here soon within the next about 20 minutes. So you want to hang with us here because we're watching this segment. If you want to go ahead and head down to your basement just to be safe, at the very least, we are included in a severe thunderstorm warning. Not a bad idea until this does pass here. Do we still have another warning off to the north here?
They dropped that one. It's
okay.
just a severe. It's a severe that covers that whole north side. I don't really see the rotation we did, 30 minutes ago.
Right.
It's really cut back. And further south, really quick for the folks, when we keep saying Louisville, don't forget that covers Mount Washington, that covers E-Town, that covers Fort Knox, that covers Shepherdsville, the Brooks exit, whatever. That southern part of that Bow Echo will hit all that area. The storm that really gets our attention continues to be the one near New Albany.
Yep.
Moving off to the northeast at 60, I'm quite certain they're going to have to extend and redraw that as it straddles the southern part of that tornado warning. Right now, it's got another 8 minutes.
Right, yeah. They'll have to extend that. I mean, just in how it's been acting here lately. So once again, New Albany, Floyd's Knobs, Clarksville, good idea to be in your safe place. This will eventually cross 65, head towards Sellersburg as well. So you're included in this tornado warning till midnight. We're expecting that to continue off to the northeast. So we've been showing that area of rotation. Could we put the velocity back on there and see how that looks at this point?
Yeah, the velocity is still keeping it a very healthy storm.
Yep, there it is.
Can you put that on a loop for us, just to
Yes.
show the path that it's been on?
So there's the path of the velocity, and you'll notice how it really just turns into a very well-pronounced couplet of rotation as it goes right into New Albany.
Yeah, and that's right by all the major interstates.
Yes.
That's a very bad place.
65,
Please,
265,
please
64.
be careful if you're out on the road. Please be careful.
New report just in from the newsroom about Lanesville.
Yep.
Lanesville, Orange County authorities confirming one house has been set on fire from the storm. Orange County currently sitting at 1,970 power outages as well. And right now I want to encourage everybody as this storm is getting ready to move into Louisville. Right now in the metro Louisville area, we have very minor number of power outages, standing only at 63 with LG&E. It'd be a good time for you to go ahead and download our app, the WHAS11 app. It is free to you. You can continue to watch this broadcast live and get these reports from Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell, Meteorologist John Gordon, and Meteorologist Matt Breland. As the storm is moving over the knobs of Indiana, also affecting our over-the-air signal, you can continue to watch us as we stream.
Did they say anything in the chat about that storm?
So, John, about the Lanesville storm, that's pretty serious. That goes right back to the lightning that you were talking about.
Yeah, the lightning
confirming
really
a house set on fire there.
That, Doug, and it continues to do. They've got 5 minutes left on that warning. I'm waiting to see if the Weather Service is going to do anything with that storm. It's going to straddle. It's going to hit the I-65 corridor and where all the interstates come together on I-265 there. So please be Sellersburg, northeast side of New Albany, heading Charleston. There's a huge lightning jump All those areas off to the northeast still under the threat. Then we have our Boeing segment there that covers Irvington, Brandenburg, Ekron, all moving off to the east towards West Point. And then we got severe thunderstorm warnings all over the place that cover the south. So, folks, we haven't mentioned Litchfield. That's probably a good thing, but you're under severe thunderstorm warning all across Grayson County, Hartford, all that area, as the whole Boeing segment moves off to the east, Mallory.
Yes, thank you, John. And if you're tuning in, I know you might be seeing a black screen right now, but hopefully you can still hear our microphones.
You can hear us.
So bear with us while we try to get some of that signal back. But we are tracking a few tornado warnings as we speak. So as we've been watching that one particular storm in southern Indiana, that tornado warning was issued until midnight. We're expecting them to continue that because we've been watching that circulation right around New Albany, just north of Clarksville as well. Sellersburg being your safe place is looking to cross I-65 there, and if it continues on this track, could be heading towards areas like Charlestown as well in Indiana. And then we have those additional tornado warnings off to the southwest. That's including spots like Alton right now, Leavenworth, New Amsterdam, heading toward Brandenburg. A lot of wind with that storm at the very least, seeing a lot of bright colors on the velocity as well as that segment continues to bow out. So you are expecting strong winds with that and potentially some rotation as well. That particular storm moving very quickly to the east at 75 miles per hour. So if that hangs together, that would be moving toward the Louisville metro here within the next 10 to 15 minutes as well, because it's right around Mockport in Brandenburg at this point.
And it has a very healthy environment to continue advancing. It's got a steady amount of just it has an area where there hasn't been as much rainfall, so that bow could easily make its way into the Louisville metro with those folks just towards Brandenburg. So this is definitely a strong storm, and it's moving very quickly. As we said, this is traveling at 75 miles per hour, and we're expecting it to arrive into the Louisville metro. This includes Valley Station as well, and this is looking like it's going to be arriving just as we go the first few minutes past midnight.
Yeah, so that storm continues. Let's talk about the storm just north of the east side of New Albany. I just looked at the terminal Doppler. That's the FAA radar in Mount Washington. That shows a really good couplet. You look at the Doppler weather radar out there at Fort Knox, continues to show a nice couplet there. That storm bears watching. It's going to approach I-65, just Sellersburg, right along the knobs, right there. And then we've got the Boeing Echo, which has got all kinds of rotation along the leading edge. Folks like Leavenworth and New Amsterdam, folks in Mockport, Brandenburg, Ekron, just past you, Irvington. And those are the main three storms we're watching, along with all the heavy rain. So I'm sure it is pouring out there. Please drive safe if you're on the highway.
Yes. So if you're just now joining us, Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell here with meteorologist Matt Breland and John Gordon as well. We're having some technical difficulties, but we know you can still hear our microphones. So if you're hearing us give out your area of town, we do want you to seek shelter. It does look like they just extended that tornado warning, I believe.
Did it just come out?
Yes. So the one that now includes portions of Jefferson County and also Bullitt County here. So that same Bow Echo area. And there we go.
It's out. That's on the Boeing segment. They have not extended the northern one yet.
Where specifically is this for?
This covers the Louisville metro. This is going to cover West Point, Valley Station, Pleasure Ridge Park, PRP, Audubon Park. Basically, most of everyone except the far eastern part of Jefferson County.
And which direction? Because, John, we need to be real specific since we're waiting to get our video back.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's moving to the east-northeast. The worst of the storm right now is on the leading edge of Brandenburg. That's going to continue towards Laconia. Folks in Laconia, get your plan of action. And West Point, Valley Station, Elizabeth, PRP, Shively. Then it's going into Fairdale. It's moving to the northeast at 60 to 70 miles an hour. That means it's going to be here before you know it.
Yes. So
give some of the roadways, some of the markers. Let's be real specific here.
Okay. Coming out of there between Fort Knox, coming up there to the Gene Snyder, before you know it, it'll be on the Gene Snyder 31 heading towards Valley Station. The Waterston will be there in 10 minutes. Continue to go to the east, all toward Louisville Airport's going to get this. It's all moving to the northeast at 60 to 70 miles an hour. So folks, if you're in the Louisville Metro, you're in northern Bullitt County, that warning affects you. Have a plan of action. Get to your safe shelter.
And we have this until 12:30, so I want you to get down into that safe place and stay there for the next half hour here, because we're currently tracking that segment that's right around Brandenburg and Ekron. So Louisville, you do have a little bit of time to get in place, but this storm is moving fast. So please get down into the basement, lowest level of your home. The path, once again, of this storm, West Point heading toward Fairdale, Okolona, Fern Creek, Newburgh, Shively, Butyl as well, and Mount Washington. You're right on the edge of this, Shepherdsville as well, but it's heading in that general direction to the east northeast, so including the Louisville metro area. And we still do have that one.
They just reissued the one up
tornado
north
warning
that just went out from basically Sellersburg, Charlestown. That goes all the way up towards Carrollton, just to the west of Carrollton. So they have that's a new tornado warning, like I thought they would reissue. It's good for 30 minutes there, Mallory.
Okay, yes, yeah, I see that extension there. So that same storm that we were watching around New Albany, it's now east of New Albany, just south of Sellersburg, it looks like, and will continue off to the northeast as well, as John just mentioned. So that's been extended to head toward Bedford and Campbellsburg as well. On its current track here.
Both
Charleston.
of them are moving at 60 miles an hour. So, folks, if you're traveling up on I-71, this is going to be straddling you. Goshen, this is heading towards you. Have a plan of action in Goshen. Charlestown, Owen, it's heading towards Bethlehem. It's heading to Bedford, as you just heard, Campbellsburg. That's the northern warning. Second warning is that Boeing segment that's right in Brandenburg right now as we speak. It's moving off to the northeast. It will be out there by the Doppler weather radar at Fort Knox, Laconia, West Point, Valley Station, PRP in the next 10 minutes. And then it'll be in Louisville Metro from Shively to the airport, down to Shepherdsville, the I-65 corridor in about 14 minutes. So be there before you know it. Have a plan of action. Be prepared. We have 2 tornado warnings in the metro. The north one, Sellersburg, Charlestown right now, moving to the northeast towards Owen, Goshen, Bethlehem, etc. And the one to the south is got rotation all over the place on the leading edge of the line. Really bad between Laconia, Brandenburg, Muldrow, and out towards Fort Knox.
Yes, and it looks like the first city within the Louisville Metro that's going to see this impact of this bow approaching is going to be Valley Station. That is right where the bow is shaping up, and I'm expecting that to arrive into Valley Station within the next 30 minutes. That is within this tornado warn storm. Yep. That's in for Bullitt County, Harrison, Jefferson, Meade County. All of those counties are in this tornado warn storm, and those winds are definitely going to be the most impactful. We're expecting damage to occur with these. This is going to be a very quick moving storm. So once again, this includes Bullitt County, Harrison, Jefferson, Meade County, and that's going to be impacting Valley Station pretty soon. This is the storm that we've been keeping a close eye on outside of Brandenburg. That's had a lot of energy with it, and it is still traveling very quickly. So whenever we track this out, moving at 75 miles per hour is what the latest from the National Weather Service has said, that it's traveling this quick, and we're expecting it to arrive into Elizabeth here within the next 5 minutes, and then Valley Station 12:12 a.m. is whenever expected to arrive, 12:20 a.m. for Shepherdsville. So if you're within any of those cities that I just named, to make sure that you are in your severe weather safety area in a central part of your home, away from windows. These storms are moving very quickly. Within the next 20 minutes, they will be arriving into the Louisville Metro.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have the 2 storms. One is the supercell on the north side. That's the Sellersburg storm, if you will, south side of Charlestown, moving off to the northeast. Folks on the north side of Goshen, along the river, Utica, Owen. Then it'll be up there in Bedford, Campbellsburg, I-71. Extremely heavy rain, a big prolific lightning producer, and it looks like what we call a hook echo, a little pendant on the southeast side of the storm. Then you have the Boeing echo, the one that's right over, approaching the Fort Knox right now. I mean, there's a good bow that Matt just alluded to. That's a lot of wind in there, 70, 80 miles an hour with a tornado threat on the leading edge. Please execute your plan of action.
Let's Since our engineers are working very hard to get our video back, let's reset also now Metro Louisville. Do we believe there's a tornado on the ground anywhere in the metro area right now?
Not yet, but approaching. There's that storm that's coming close to the metro that the far southwestern part of the county would be under a threat in the next 4 to 5 minutes. It will be there.
And so, Mallory, Metro Louisville is under the tornado warning for how much longer?
This is until 12:30. So this does include, it's heading toward West Point, just north of Fort Knox, Shepherdsville, Mount Washington, Hillview, Okolona, Fern Creek, Buchel, Fairdale. This takes us into much of the Louisville metro area, includes the airport, Germantown, Shively, Iroquois Park, PRP, Valley Station. We're downtown Louisville and my phone went off. So we're included in that polygon here. So I want you to head down into your safe place here. Stick with us until this Boeing segment does clear through the area, because it's moving very quickly. That's the good news, but that means you need to get in your safe place now, because we've been watching this line segment with very strong winds and having a lot of notches and areas of rotation. So we have those two main tornado warnings that we're watching. One is in southern Indiana that's heading really towards Charlestown. Looks like it's just south of there, that hook there. New Washington, Bedford eventually. That is the one tornado warning that's off to the north. That is until 12:30. So both tornado warnings that we currently have in place for the Kentuckiana viewing area are around the Louisville metro area and into southern Indiana. This will take us for the next 25 minutes here.
So real quick, on the west side of Goshen, there's a very, very strong sign of a tornado. Northwest side, probably on the river, south side of Charlestown. Let's go to the Louisville metro, as Doug just mentioned. Jefferson County sticks way out to the southwest, goes along where all the industrial business is. Right there by West Point is a good indication of a leading edge tornado near West Point along the river, and that will be just south of Valley Station probably in the next 3 minutes. Be prepared to take your action right now. Take your action if you're in Shively, PRP, Valley Station, out towards West Point.
Once again, these are the worst kind of storms we have to talk about. It's the overnight hours. We hope you're staying up with us. We are working very hard to get warning for a lot of Metro Louisville. What are some of the key roadways again? I like to emphasize that for folks until we can get our video back there, John.
South of Charlestown, heading towards Bethlehem, north of 42. Strong, strong, strong indication of a tornado on the ground between Goshen and Charlestown. Further to the southwest, if you go along 31 out there by West Point, folks, that thing's on the river right now, and there's a good indication of rotation of a couplet on right there, Matt, right there by West Point.
Yep.
So that's all moving off to the northeast.
And that's going to be heading close to, I would say, the Gene Snyder eventually,
yes, the Gene Snyder.
Heading towards 65 in that general direction, because it's all pushing east and northeast. So it's coming out of West Point and moving off to the east-northeast. So it'll be getting closer to Valley Station, Fairdale, Okolona first as it continues to track eastward there, it looks like.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you live in Valley Station, anywhere along Highway 31 West or on Highway 841 or just towards the south of PRP, Highway 31 West, if you live anywhere on Highway 31 West, then I would definitely recommend getting in your safe place right now, especially if you're near Meadow Lawn. This storm that has been showing signs of rotation, it's starting to become more healthy with that rotation, and it's continuing to move towards the northeast, once again towards Meadow Lawn, Valley Station, Fairdale, anywhere along Highway 31 West, Highway 1230 as well, close to Fairdale, Highway 841. If you're anywhere along those highways, that is definitely an area where you need to be in your safe place right away.
And that storm, let's do highways for the storm on the north storm, southeast side of Charlestown. That's Charlestown State Park, US 62, over towards Rolling Hills, Vesta, north of the river, all along 62, and then it will cross over the Ohio And then the threat goes over to 42 and 421 in Trimble County over towards Carrollton. So the threat basically is north of 42, and your north point is Highway 62. Then the south storm, I think the Gene Snyder is a good anchor point. The Gene Snyder over by West Point, all in that area, a really good indication of that bowing egg where the little nudge is there on the leading edge by West Point. I think that's a strong indication of a tornado right there, Mallory.
Yeah, I agree with you. So once again, we have 2 tornado warnings that we are tracking. We're trying to get our signal back for you, but these will last for the next 20 minutes here. So we've been tracking that one in southern Indiana from Sellersburg. It's also crossing into areas like Goshen, as John Gordon mentioned, and heading toward Bedford, New Washington, Charlestown included in that. And then the one storm that the couplet is now around West Point, and it's pushing off to the east, heading toward portions of Bullitt and, of course, Jefferson County as well. So your phone alarm or your phone might have gone off with the warning here, because it does include a good chunk of the Louisville metro area for the next 20 minutes. So you want to go ahead and head into your safe place, seeing some good signs of rotation here. And also, it's a very quick hitting storm moving off to the northeast very quickly here this evening.
Yeah, that storm, let's go to West Point again. So I looked at the terminal Doppler out of the FAA there, and there's a really strong wind push in West Point showing 72 miles an hour just off the surface. And you have that little rotational couplet on the leading edge that Mallory was just talking about. Let's go up to the Goshen storm. It continues to show a little notch, a little pendant, or almost a baby hook between Goshen and Owen on US 62, north of 42, heading towards Bedford. 2 really good areas for rotation. Please execute your safety plan if you're in these towns.
And it does look like I have my weather wall back up. I'm not sure if that's going out to program right now, but if you're just now joining us, Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell here with meteorologist Matt Breland and also meteorologist John Gordon. We have Doug Profit in the studio as well, and we're tracking 2 tornado-warned storms here in the Louisville metro area. Thank you for bearing with us. Sorry for those technical difficulties that we have been seeing so far this evening, but once again, we have 2 severe thunderstorms that are producing tornado warnings as we speak. And we've been tracking them along with you this evening. So we're going to zoom into the cell that we've been watching in southern Indiana and also just across the river around Goshen and Prospect. So you can see this particular tornado warning that is continuing off to the northeast. It includes Bedford as well. You can see right along the river there, heading toward Campbellsburg as well. So this one is for another 20 minutes or so, 18 minutes. Until 12:30, and then for the Louisville Metro one, we've been watching that rotation right around West Point, and this has been moving off to the northeast pretty quickly as well. You can see it's right over that radar site right there. But we're watching the bowing and the notches within that particular segment as it marches off to the east and northeast. And this warning is also until 12:30. So if your phone went off in the Louisville metro area, it is for this particular storm that's continuing to march eastward, heading toward eventually I-65 and also the Gene Snyder as well in that general direction here.
With Louisville Metro Emergency Services just moments ago. So far, no damage reports coming in the metro area, which is good news.
The storm in the metro is looking more intense south of Valley Station in the southwest part of the county, southwest of Fairdale. Fairdale folks, be prepared to seek shelter. If you're in Valley Station, Fairdale, Holly Villa, on the north side of Hillview, you see a definite little, you guys see that? The little notch that's forming? The little nub?
Yep.
The nub just formed. That's where a tornado would be. Point where that is, right there.
Yep.
Little nub.
I don't know if you all can pop me up on the green wall just yet. I know we're getting everything back here.
Okay,
but I might be able to circle it on our radar. Let's do that. I'm going to hop over here and show you all what we're talking about.
Barrelton. Oh. Right there, that little nub right there. Yep. That's a good indication of a tornado right there.
Yep. So anytime we see, when we talk about the knobs, the notches, the whatever word you want to use here along these lines, you can see just south of Valley Station here. This is moving east-northeast, so Fairdale, Iroquois Park, Okolona, Butyl, Fern Creek, please get in your safe place as we continue to track this tornado warning with you. This will take us until 12:30, so about for the next 15 minutes or so as it really marches off to the northeast.
That's a really good indication on radar right
yes.
there.
So is this going to sweep through most of the county in its direction right now?
Yes.
Yes, it's moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. So being that it's in the southwest kind of corner of Jefferson County right now, we need...
Almost going to straddle the Snyder for a while.
So folks in central Louisville, south central Louisville, St. Matthews, eastern Jefferson County, they need to get ready. This is coming your way?
Yes.
Yes. Have a plan of action. Now, what's happened on the north tornado warning, it's changed a little bit, Mallory. It's become a Boeing segment.
Right.
So you see another tornado threat. You see two areas. One would be 3-4 miles south east of Goshen, and the other up towards Owen. It is definitely a threat as you move off to the east towards Bedford and Campbellsburg. I just got a report from John Belsky. Tornado went aloft right over our house. We are safe. We heard it. No damage that we know of. We definitely heard the roar. Only damage we heard so far is a transformer on State Street that exploded.
Oh, wow.
And there's a report out, this is from the chat in the National Weather Service of Louisville. Floyd County Emergency Management has said over 13,000 are without power in Floyd County. That includes New Albany.
Charlestown now coming in with reports of the same there, Matt. Much of Charlestown without power, too, as well. Parts of it, at least.
Yeah, power lines are being reported down 6500 block Ashley Springs Court in Charlestown. That is another damage report that we're seeing.
So if you go back to the Louisville storm, let's look at there and try to zoom in. Definitely see the nub, let's use that word, the nub on the leading edge of that line.
Yes, this one
Strong
right here.
indication of a tornado, folks, right there.
Right there on the Snyder.
Yeah, right there along the Snyder, Valley Station area. Right there, that's where she circled, right there. That's where you need, that's where a tornado is. If there's going to be one, it surely looks good on radar. And that will straddle the Gene Snyder for several miles as it moves off to the east. I think you got to move into 60, is that right?
Yes, 60 miles per hour is the current speed on that storm.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you go up on the storm east of Charlestown. That's becoming a Boeing segment. So the tornado threat would be right along 42, heading towards Campbellsburg. Campbellsburg and Bedford and that. That's, and next thing you know, that will be out of our viewing area as it moves off to the northeast. But the Louisville Metro, right now, folks, this is the real deal. Right now, we have a threat of a tornado on the west central part of the city, south of Valley Station, west of the Brooks area, moving off to the east at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, so that's this particular cell that we're watching right here. Once again, much of Jefferson, and it includes portions of Bullitt County, but what we're watching with that notch there is primarily in Jefferson County, and this warning will take us for the next 13 minutes or so. So it is tracking from around the Valley Station area, heading toward Fairdale, Okolona, Butyl, eventually Fern Creek, Iroquois Park. Please be in your safe place. If you are included in this warning, you need to get down to the lowest level of your home, away from windows, and just hunker down with us here for the next 15, 20 minutes or so.
Ironically, that looks so similar to Sunday night in Fairdale, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, this pattern is very much taking on a very similar structure to the same setup that we saw. Even the timing is looking fairly similar to what we saw Sunday night.
Look really carefully. Look how you see that rear inflow jet comes in on the backside and is almost pushing it. You see that little drawing right there? And then you get that nub. That nub right there is where a tornado would be. If you're at east of Valley Station, heading towards in the Fairdale area, next thing you know, it's going to be on I-65. Folks, be prepared. This thing's for real.
Yes, it's moving very quick on it. This, it's moving, are you all saying it's moving 60 or 70 miles per hour?
I think it's moving at 70.
Okay.
It looks like 70 miles per hour from the latest.
I'm going to put a track on this here.
Yeah. They're going to have to, this will be out of the box before
I mean,
know
it's just trucking along too quickly. Yeah. Oh, that's a cone, excuse me. Let's put a squall on this. 70 miles per hour.
And very strong wind signal on the northern tornado warning, heading towards Campbellsburg and Bedford, Bethlehem. So two distinct cells.
So this is the Jefferson County storm that we're watching, also really the northern portions of Bullitt County as well. But this is what it looks like in terms of timing here. So we've been watching that notch around Valley Station. We've been watching this Boeing segment really since it was far off to our west. And it's continuing to track eastward here at a very quick clip. This is a very quick moving storm, 70 miles per hour. So that's good news, bad news. It means you have less time to get in your safe place. So as soon as you got the warning, the National Weather Service put out a decent lead time with that. You needed to get in your safe place, but it should be moving over and out pretty quickly here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it continues to be extended. But Fern Creek, it does look like 12:26. Can you all give me what the current time is? Is it 12:19 right now?
12:19 a.m.
12:19.
Yep.
So this is moving within the next few minutes here. Mount Washington, 12:30. You're kind of on the southern edge of this line here. Simpsonville would be 12:37 if it does hold together.
Yeah,
so,
the last scan, you start to see that bookend coming around from Fairdale. You see that little open space? So it's between Valley Station, Fairdale, Holly Villa. Very strong indication of rotation right there. If nothing else, you're going to get 60, 70 mile an hour winds. Moving off to the east, northeast. And they're going to have to do something with this box because it's going to be out of it before they know with it moving at 70. So folks, even if you're not in the tornado warning right now, if you're in Jeffersontown, over there at Floyd's Fork, Interstate 64 corridor, before you know it, you're going to be under a new warning. It's moving too fast.
Yeah, so we're expecting all of this to extend eastward here because as John was mentioning, as I was mentioning, this cell is moving 70 miles per hour. So as you can imagine, we're going to have to catch up to that with the warnings here. So we're expecting that to continue to be extended as we do see those signs of rotation there. And as we mentioned, at the very least, 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. So packing a punch regardless of whether you see that rotation right over your house or not.
The northern warning, some good news. This thing has become more of a massive heavy rain producer and wind. I know they're still under a tornado warning. We're still watching it, but it is not like it was. It has really lost its rotational couplet and kind of split apart. I think it's just a lot of wind and rain right there. The main threat Mallory's talking about, and this thing, it continues to truck eastbound. So to me, the greatest threat would be right in the Fairdale area between 65 Fairdale, Valley Station. Looks like two areas where you could have rotation.